the angle at 5 o'clock is 150 degrees. So the length of between the 2 points is going to be the cosine rule, and the cosine rule tells me that x squared is 10 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 10 times 7 times cosine 150. So x squared is 10 squared plus 7 squared minus 2 times 10 times 7 times cos 150, 270.24. So x will be the square root of that, which is 16.439. To 3 significant figures, 16.4. Lawn and path is 100, so the lawn and the path, so that's a rectangle which has a width of 3x plus 1 plus 1, or 3x plus 2, and a height of 2x plus 1. That's going to equal 100. So let's do FOIL. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x multiplied by 1 is 3x. 2x multiplied by 2 is 4x. 2 multiplied by 1 is 2, equals 100. Collect it all on the left hand side. 6x squared, 3x plus 4x is 7x. To subtract the 100 is negative 98, as we expected. So we need to work out the value of x. So we can use the quadratic formula. A is 6, B is 7, C is negative 98. We're going to use the quadratic formula from the front page. Here it is down at the bottom. So x equals the negative of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let's work out the positive answer first. So fraction negative of b plus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a equals 3.5. We go back and change our positive to a negative, we get an answer of negative 4.6 recurring. Now that cannot happen. The lawn can't have a negative distance. So we're going to reject that. The area of the lawn, though, is 2x multiplied by 3x. So 2 lots of 3.5 multiplied by 3 lots of 3.5, which equals 73.5. Right, interior is 7 times the exterior. So if I call the exterior x, then the interior is 7 times that, so that's 7x. And the two angles together must add up to 180. So I've got 8x equals 180. Divide by 8. So x equals 22.5. Then I know the exterior angles is 360 divided by the number of sides. So if I do 360 divided by my angle, I'll get the number of sides. So 360 divided by 22.5 is 16. 20's let then hence. Let x equal 0.015. 2 dots. So then we're going to multiply by 100. So 100x. Let's just check this on the calculator. 0.0. Put the dots over the 1 and the 5. Multiply by 100 is 1.51 with dots over them. We're going to do 100x subtract x. So this 1.51 minus 0.015. 100x subtract x is 99x. Let's do the right hand side on the calculator. I've got 1.51. I'm going to subtract 0.015, both with dots, and the answer gives me 1.5. So x is 1.5 over 99. Don't like decimals, so I'm going to multiply by 10, 15 over 990, and the calculator will cancel that down to give me the 1 over 66. I want the upper bound. So I've got 1300 sheets to the nearest 100. So there might be 1350, or there might only be 1250. The height is 160 to the nearest 10, so it might be as much as 165 or as little as 155. I want the thickness, upper bound of the thickness, so I'm going to take the upper bound of the height and divide by the lower bound of the number of sheets. So 165 divided by 1250. 5 divided by 1250 is 0.132. Right, we're going to rearrange the first equation to make y the subject. So I'm going to add y to make it positive, and then subtract 7. My second equation needs y squared, so I need to square this. Remember, squaring is multiply by itself. So I do FOIL. 2x multiplied by 2x is 4x squared. 2x multiplied by negative 7 is negative 14x. Negative 7 multiplied by 2x is negative 14x. And negative 7 multiplied by negative 7 is positive 49. Simplifying, I've got 4x squared. Put my x's together, negative 28x plus 49. So this is what y squared is. And I'm going to swap it for y squared in the second equation. So x squared plus all of this, 4x squared minus 28x plus 49 equals 34. It's a quadratic equation, so I need it to equal 0. Put the x squareds together, I've got 5x squared, subtract 28x, 49 subtract 34 is 15. Quadratic equation, I can use the formula. So a is 5, b is negative 28, C is 15. So x equals the negative of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So the positive answer is negative 28 plus the square root of negative 28 squared minus 4a is 5, c is 15 all over 2a, which equals 5. And the negative is 0.6. To get all the marks, I do need to work out what y is, but here I've got an expression for y. Y is 2 lots of the x value minus 7. So in the first case, when x is 5, y is 3. And in the second case, when x is 0.6, 2 lots of 0.6 subtract 7 is negative 5.8. I want the height, so I need to do Pythagoras. Let's start with the bottom triangle. So AC squared is 230 squared plus 230 squared, my right angle triangle. So AC squared is 105,800. So AC will be the square root of that, 325.269. MC is half of that. So 162.634. And then TM squared is 218 squared minus MC squared. So 218 squared minus my previous answer squared, which is 21,074. So TM square root, my answer is 145.168. 3 significant figures is 145.